Yeah, I'm going to take you on a little quick tour of the Calvary Escarpment and show you the key places that Ron Wyatt talks about. This is a little pamphlet they give you. We're standing right here, and so we'll look at the face of the skull, the place of the skull, or Golgotha, and then we're going to walk to the place of the crucifixion, which is just nearby, right here, and then we'll take a turn around the escarpment. It turns, and then we'll finish our little walk at the garden tomb, which is down here. Everything is very close, as you can see. A lot of people go to see the skull face, and they'll go to see the tomb, but very few people I know to stop to look at this place that Ron Wyatt was digging in. I've written in the place of crucifixion, and this is where the niches are. Okay, so we're standing right here, so I'm going to show you right now where the skull face is, and we're going to have to use a bit of imagination. This is actually a bus, people. It's, the buses belong to the Arab bus line that services East Jerusalem. But if you look out at the escarpment, and I want to point it out, it's this right here. This is the skull face. This is the nose bridge, and these are the two eye holes right here. If you get it at the right angle and maybe the right time of day where the shadows are, you can see that this thing does look like a skull. And so that's why they call this place Golgotha. Now, there's another legend that when David killed Goliath and he cut off his head, that they brought his head back to this place. And that's why the word Golgotha actually is a derivation of the word Goliath. And they brought his skull back to this place. So that might be another reason they named it Golgotha. But the other one is that there is a skull face here. And we're going to just go down and look at the key place of crucifixion. You can see there's a little Bible study lesson going on right now on the other meeting spot. But let's go down and let's check out where Ron Wyatt and his crew were digging. So you just follow the path after coming down. And it's this very next place that people will meet. I saw them the other day having a communion service down here. And right here you can see the niches. Right there. Those are the two niches that you see Ron Wyatt and his helpers and his sons standing next to. And this is where you have a cleft in the rock. It goes up to the top. Above this escarpment is the Muslim graveyard. But this is the place of crucifixion. You notice they put this deck. In fact, they call this place is called the deck. But below this deck is a deep hole where they were excavating, and they left some I-beams in place where they put this pieces of wood to cover it up. Well, you can tell by these niches right here that this is the spot that Ron Wyatt was digging, and about 15 feet below it again is the place of crucifixion, and below that, 20 feet below that, is a cave that Ron Wyatt claims he discovered the Ark of the Covenant as well as other temple artifacts, and it's all laid out, and there are 4 angels guarding it right now. But if you ever come to the garden tomb, you can come down here and you can be where many believe, and I do as well, that Ron Wyatt discovered the Ark of the Covenant below this area right here. This is a significant area, and I notice that people will go from the, so this is where the overlook to view the Golgotha is up there, but they'll walk right by this place on this path, and they'll go straight to the garden tomb and not come down to this place, because I think many people don't recognize this place, or as one person that worked here, she didn't believe Ron Wyatt's story. So the Garden Tomb Association, they don't have any signs that labels this place as a place of crucifixion. Now let's just move on and go through the garden tomb. This is another place I've seen them have services down there. But get back on the path. Now, this is where the escarpment takes a 90-degree turn. You can kind of see it in the rock. It makes a 90-degree turn. And they built this building with the second floor where they have meetings as they're having right now. But the escarpment takes a turn. And so as we walk on the path, we're going to follow it around, as you can see. There's another place that you can take a rest. And there's another one. Here are these places where groups can sit and talk all over the garden. And before we get to the tomb, we see the cistern right here. In fact, there's this, it looks like a spring, but it actually might just be the city water coming through the copper pipe, flowing up here to the top, and then it cascades down into this pit. And if you just cross over here, you can see the cistern they discovered, which is about 40 feet deep. In my home, I have a cesspool that's 20 feet, but this is 40 feet deep, and you can kind of see some reflection at the bottom, and that's where the water would be. Well, this is a huge cistern that fed the garden, and some people say it was wine for grapes. There's a wine press down there, but it could have easily been an olive press, so maybe they had olive trees, or perhaps they did have wine growing. But just near this cistern, and this area would have been a nice garden during Jesus' time, but if you continue on the path, it brings you to, of course, the garden tomb, as you see right here. And this is where our little tour ends. So just to show you how close everything is, from the skull through the crucifixion site and now to this garden tomb. Apparently somebody broke through the wall, so they have a repair thing here. But you can come here and you can see the trough. This is the trough that you would roll that large stone here to cover it, and there's a little model of it across the way there. But again, if you enter this, you need to bow down. You enter this chamber right here, where they probably prepared the body, and then they would put them in these two places, and some believe that this is where Jesus' body was laid. You can see that the roof is right here. It's very low. So I'm a short guy, 5'6". I fit in here very easily. But if you're an NBA player, you might have a little trouble standing up here. But there are places for two bodies to be laid, and they blocked it off with a gate, so you can't go in there. But I like this little sign as you leave this place, just to remind us he is not here, for he is risen. And here 2,000 years ago, the risen Lord, if you believe this is where he was laying buried, he walked through this doorway out into the world and met Mary out here. Well, if you ever come here on a tour or on your own, come to the garden tomb, and you can see now where everything